What's good with y'all, collective? Welcome to the Spiritual Energetic Analyzer channel. Yeah, make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate that. The donations link will be in the description box below in case you want to send me a cash app. Okay, that's my donations link. It'll be in the description box below. So what we're going to be going over in this video is alone time. What do you really get out of being alone? So some of you out there may be spending a lot of time alone and you may be feeling lonely. You may be feeling like nobody understands you. It's not that people don't understand you. It's the right type of people that do understand you, but the wrong people that's not meant to be on your highest vibration is the ones that simply don't understand your level of intelligence and knowledge and the wisdom that you really be flowing in. So it's all about the energy that you're in. It's the wrong type of people that you're around in regards to this situation. These people are not meant to elevate with you on a spiritual level. This is why you no longer resonate with the individuals that you may be hanging around, and you may be feeling kind of bored. You may be feeling alone. Because I'm going to tell you right now, bro, you could be in a room full of people and still feel alone. Rather than somebody out there that don't know about energy, that don't know about spiritual transformation or transition and periods when it comes to energy. Because just like I said a few minutes ago, you could be in a room full of people and still feel the most loneliness. But somebody that is fulfilled within on a soul level, that has the answers within, which I'm going to be honest with you, not everybody out there, not all of us out there are going to have all the answers. We can only have the answers from experience that we have learned from those life lessons, experiences, okay? But when it comes to being alone, I want you to know that you are a very strong person. You are a very strong and powerful individual that the average person won't be able to understand. They won't be able to interpret what's really going on with you, but yet somebody that is in that same position, that is the right type of people for you, will understand. It's more about understanding on a soulful level. So when it comes to being alone, I want you to understand that there's no problem with you. There's nothing wrong with you. And a lot of you out there may already know that, because you may already have this type of information. But to the ones that don't know, I want you to understand that something is going on a spiritual level, to where you're ascending spiritually and energetically, and you no longer resonate with the low vibrational energies that some of you out there has been around. When it comes to the media, some of you out there may be noticing how if some of you was all tangled up in the media and you was getting an adrenaline rush from having likes on your pictures, that is starting to fade. You no longer feel that rush of excitement whenever somebody compliments you or comments you. You start seeing through everything. You start seeing through the jealous subliminal messages that some of these individuals, bro, they really don't have the best intentions at heart for you. Even though they may be up on your picture or be up on your post trying to put you up, how you don't know that's a curse or some type of spell that's beyond that fake compliment? That's something right there that you're going to start seeing through, because you can't trust a word. You trust the energetic vibration beyond what somebody is telling you. Now, when it comes to typing something out, when it comes to the media, these individuals also have the ability to actually think about something before they even type it out. So you know what that's telling me? They can manipulate it even more when it comes to physically complimenting you on some type of picture or post or whatever it may be. This is another thing that you're going to start seeing through. You're not going to start taking compliments like you once did, because you really don't know the intention beyond it, but now you do. You didn't know the intention in the past, but now you do. See, some of you out there may think all these individuals may be supporting this one person, but I guarantee you half of those individuals are jealous of the individual. But yet they don't know that the individual is struggling behind the scenes on a spiritual level. So yet, therefore, it creates this illusion that the individual is all around happy, but how do you know the individual is really happy? This is a video to bring to y'all awareness, to help you understand that you're not alone out there. You're not really alone. That's the illusion. You're not really alone. It's people that's not showing you the genuine love and support like you really deserve on a spiritual level. That's why that energy is manifesting. That's why you feel the effects of that energy. But if you're spending time connected to yourself and connected to your energetic vibration and learning things about yourself, then you're not going to have this feeling of that hollowness on the inside. See, this is where people get triggered by the twin flame dynamic. That's what I mean. This is where people get triggered by the twin flame dynamic. Some of you out there have a new person that's a twin, but yet if some of you out there have more experience in an individual, you could be teaching this individual a lesson because they could be going through some type of spiritual ascension process. And it's not your place to go out there and to put your life on hold just for the individual to fully wake up and to ascend to that next level. Some of you out there may be inspiring somebody out there that you really don't know personally on a physical level, but yet spiritually, there's a connection that's there. But to the ones that's not truly focusing on themselves and focusing on their energetic vibration and focusing on the things that really make you happy on the inside and make you feel alive and passionate about, that right there is going to stunt the spiritual growth. It's going to put a blockage on the spiritual growth. That right there is what interferes with the chakras. Which you have your crown all the way down to your root chakra. They say they have more chakras, but me, from the way I perceive it, you got your crown, which is the chakra that spins continuously like that. That's your spiritual antenna to the spirit world, which is the spiritual dimension. Then you have what they call the third eye, which is right here. Then you have your throat chakra. Then below that, you have your heart chakra. Then you have your solar plexus. Then you have your sacral. Then you have your root. So that right there, that's going to cause an interference within the chakra system. And a lot of people out there, if you are fearing certain things or you living in this vibration of fear, that's your root chakra that's being affected, and that's going to affect the rest of your chakras. See, a lot of individuals, even if you have this doubt in your mind, you have a form of doubt, you have a form of fear that you're not good enough, that right there is going to affect the rest of the chakras because the root chakra is being affected because that's the red chakra. So if somebody is living in fear or they're feeling like they're not good enough, it's because they're not taking care of their spirit like they're supposed to. Their spirit is becoming spiritually dehydrated. See, people could drink all the water. How can I say this? People could drink all the water they want and stay hydrated on the physical 3D level. But when it comes to spiritually feeding their soul with possibly putting themselves under judgment to really see what's going on rather than what the ego wants to believe and to open and expand their perception beyond duality, that right there is what's going to help the individual hydrate on a spiritual level. That's what's going to awaken their spirit to a new expansion. They're going to be able to expand spiritually. And that right there is something that the individual may be lacking because they're around these other individuals that really don't care for them, that really don't love them. They really don't have their best interests at heart. And this is what's separating you from the rest. Because I don't see one of y'all out there. I mean, I'm just giving an example. I don't know who this going to resonate with. But if you are anything like the lone wolf or the lion out there, that's just roaming and doing your own thing, then these people are going to see you different. You're going to automatically be seen as different. And that's good. You need to be seen that way. Because in order to make a difference, you got to be different. In order to bring a difference to the energetic vibration, you have to have a different energy that, how can I say this, that is executed from the physical form of the vessel. That would represent the spirit that's beyond the vessel of your body. See, a lot of these things, these individuals may not know, they may be aware of it, but they possibly never got that deep to see what's really going on within themselves. But this is a video to inspire the ones out there that are alone. And to these individuals that may be being fed a lot of compliments on the media, and yet you still feel a sense of loneliness, it's because your soul is trying to tell you something. The media is not where it's at. Having all these individuals compliment you, that's not where it's at. A compliment is incredibly easy. Typing out a compliment or whatever it may be, that's incredibly easy to do. That's not a challenge. The challenge is, are people ready to put themselves under judgment? That's where it becomes critical. As a Scorpio man, I can speak because when it comes to us, bro, like we're very, 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 people always wanted the mystery of that intensity. I'm going to tell you why we have that heavy, strong presence whenever we enter a room. Because we put ourselves under judgment numerous amount of times. We don't sit there and point fingers or sit there and complain about something. We take action and we get things done by ourselves. If you're a Phoenix Evolved Scorpio out there, this may be resonate with one of y'all situation too. So shout out to my Scorps. If you're a Phoenix Evolved Scorpio out there and you rose, how can I say this? You rise to the Phoenix stage, then this is going to resonate with you. A lot of individuals are not going to be able to handle your intensity or your power. They may claim that you're too intense. This don't have to go for a Scorpio either. But some of you out there that have a very intense, high vibrational energy, you may notice how these compliments come out of nowhere as, oh, you too intense. You too passionate. They're too in the ego to see what's really going on with your intensity. That right there is when you remove yourself within silence. You don't have to feed it to that energy, because that's just their perception of what they're not truly seeing with this eye. They're observing with the physical observers. Because these right here, my personal belief on the eyes, they're only observers. They only look around and observe. They can't truly break down and analyze the energy beyond what's really going on, like this one can. Because in reality, this is your first eye, which is the connection to God. Why you think they call it Christ consciousness? There's a reason why the third eye is in the Bible. There's a reason why people want to say it's this, it's that. But if you really judge yourself as spiritually ascend and obey the higher power, you're going to have a clean vessel. You're going to have a clean energy. You're not going to be all the way perfect, but you're going to be living in a very, very, very high vibrational, high morality type of energy. That's what's going to happen. You're going to become more high vibrational. You're going to have days, times where the energy is going to fluctuate like that, but overall, you're going to be living through your soul. You're going to have the proper balance between the ego and the soul. And that right there is going to be acknowledged immediately. A lot of you out there may be going through some type of transitional period right now, which is why I said that you may be feeling weird about being alone. And the messages are starting to come through to me right now. It's just taking a little bit because of this retrograde. This is kind of slowing the energy down a little bit. And they had another reader that talked about that, about the Venus retrograde. That's going to kind of affect the energy a little bit. But at the same time, I'm going to keep flowing. Because when Spirit guides me to make a video, when Spirit guides me to do something, I'm going to do it. More so when God guides me to speak up about something, I'm going to speak up about it. Because I'm in control of my destiny. He put me in control of my destiny, and he wants me to serve my purpose. That's exactly what I'm going to do. But anyways, to the ones out there that are wondering about deeper information when it comes to you being alone, you really want to know the real reason why you're alone? It's not to be acknowledged from all these individuals that's really not seeing you for who you really are. Because they don't see you. You may think that they see you. They see the illusion. They only see what these are observing from their perception. A spiritual person will literally be behind the scenes analyzing and seeing what's really going on because they've already been through that situation, which would give them the wisdom from experience. The main reason why you're alone is to learn to love yourself, not to fake love, but to learn to actually feel fulfilled on the inside. That way you can attract somebody that's healthy for you. See, people could look healthy on the outer exterior. They could look all this and talk sweet and do all that. But is that really what's going on the inside? That right there will be judgment. That's where judgment will come in at, to where the individual can put themselves under judgment. And it's not an easy process, but it's something that needs to be done. You ever heard that saying, only God could judge you? And if you combine both of these together, it will link it straight to that is the truth. If God is the only one that could judge you, why does God speak through to you sometimes? If you ever looked at yourself in the mirror and you judge yourself, that's God speaking through you. Sometimes he will come across, he will send his energy and get your attention through another vessel out there. Because his presence is too intense and too purified to actually reveal himself like that. He knows the soul possibly can't handle it because it's just too high vibrational. So when it comes to you getting a message and you feeling like it's in sync with some type of answer that you've been looking for, and yet you feel fulfilled on the inside, that right there is a confirmation that the message was meant to be heard. That was the message for you. If you feel calm on the inside, you don't feel like this rush of anxiety or a rush of doubt, that means that the message was made for you. It was made for your soul to hear, because, believe it or not, when you spiritually awaken, you're not only going to be listening to words, you're going to be listening to the meaning beyond the words and the frequency of how something is spoken. Because just like I said before, anybody could tell you that you look good. Anybody could tell you they proud of you. Anybody could tell you that they're happy for you. But words are just words. But what about the vibration beyond those words? What about the energy that's coming from the vessel that's speaking that? And I'm not saying everybody out there is going to be a hater or be jealous of you. But if you ever pay attention, bro, to these past people that you may have been around and they told you something like that, if I remember right, didn't some of you out there find out they was backstabbing you? It's right there being presented right there in front of your face. Because you was alone even back then, you just didn't know it. You felt like you was around people, like you felt like you wasn't alone, but yet you really was. Because I wasn't your people to start with. Some of you out there may have exes that you disconnected from, that you no longer resonate with. There's a reason why you're not together with them anymore. There's a reason why people are moving on with their life out there. They're with somebody else. There's a reason for that. Now, sometimes exes do come back and y'all get involved and yet y'all work things out and stuff like that. That sometimes does work out. But when it comes to some of you out there that are questioning everything, you're in a spot right now to where you're alone. I'm here to help you understand why you're alone. And it's because to learn what's really going on around you, to be aware of your surroundings, to be aware of your energy, to be aware of your frequency, to be aware of what's really going on around you, which will represent your surroundings. Because there's not nothing wrong with you. It's something wrong with the environment that you've been sitting in, that you've been in. It's something wrong with the environment that you've been in. And it's time for you to leave that environment. It's time for you to step out of that environment. If you've been around people that you feel are just, you feel drained around certain individuals, you feel drained, you feel tired, you feel irritated, that your soul fighting against it because it don't want to be there. You're around an energetic vampire. I'm telling you, bro, they got literally energetic vampires out there that would love to suck the life force from your energy just by being around them. Do you really want to be around toxicity like that? You don't deserve to be around that, because if you treat yourself with enough respect and you start setting boundaries, you're not going to put up with that. You're going to take good care of your spirit, because that's where it's at. Just like I said earlier, anybody can take care of their physical vessel, but there must be a balance between a 50 and a 50 between the soul and the vessel. And how you nurture your soul is you start paying attention to what's really going on the soul level. Stop worrying about, you're going to be alone if you're around nobody. That's when you're around the most. Whenever you're alone, you're around the most in the spirit world because you have time to connect to the heavenly angels. If you believe in the heavenly realm, you believe in the spirit realm, that's when you have the time to connect to God. God don't want you around these other individuals. He's not going to have you alone forever, but he just don't want you around certain energy. He don't want you around certain atmospheres that is toxic for your soul. And he wants to see if you have enough strength and courage and enough willpower to obey the higher calling, to remove yourself and to stay from those type of environments. He wants to see how much strength you really have, because he already knows. He just wants to see how much strength and power you really have to distance yourself and to remove yourself out of those type of situations. Now, when it comes to experiencing what they call spiritual depression, and some of you out there may be going through a form of spiritual depression, it's because the ego is being challenged. The ego is being challenged and it's not used to this type of ascension. It's not used to that energy. It's not used to that shift that's going on, that's taking place. It's not used to that. The soul and the ego are two complete different energies. What the ego perceives, the soul perceives a lot deeper and at a more expanded level. And just like I said before, if you're somebody that's alone, you don't have a girlfriend, you don't have a boyfriend, you don't have a husband, you don't have a wife, there's a reason for that. And for some of you out there that's already evolved, that's already went through some type of false twin flame or whatever it is, you learned a lot of life lessons from being in a connection that you thought was going to last forever, and yet that changed you. That was to wake you up to your truest and highest potential of somebody that's actually accurate and made for you. The time will manifest physically. That will manifest physically. But at the same time, you can't just have your mind on all that. But some of y'all out there don't even have your mind on that. I could tune into the energy and tell. To those out there that really did the work, the inner work on the inside, you're not focused on that. You may have waves of nostalgia. Like you can't understand where this energy is coming from. Like you feel like somebody loves you in the distance, because they do. Because they do. That's a spiritual connection. You may not know who it is physically because they haven't physically connected with you. But there's somebody out there that the Lord has placed in your life. For some of you out there, you could be inspiring somebody, because that's what I've been pulling through my reads here lately. You could be somebody that could be a heavy influencer that may be inspiring somebody. Some of you out there could be a public speaker of some sort, or you could be a spiritualist. You're waking somebody up from the false side of enlightenment and the false side of spirituality, that something was hurting this individual on the roots. They was affected by the roots. Something that was rooted in them on a soul level. You think these other individuals that's out there that claim all this and all that, you think they really care about them? No. They care about one thing, I promise you. They care about one thing. That's all what they could get and extract from the individual. And the Lord wants to test this individual to see how much they will resist that and reject it. Because the Lord don't want this individual disrespecting themselves. Because that's how they're going to protect their energy and keep their energy purified and pure. Not just for you. It ain't even for you, it's for themselves. Some people call it celibate. I would consider that to be celibate, but I mean, they don't have to be perfect. But the Lord is testing them slowly but surely. Whoever this individual is that you may be inspiring, that was in the false side of enlightenment, because they have two different spiritual paths. They have one that's actually a genuine, authentic way, authentic path, and they also have the other path that could just lead to a lot of, what it basically is running from what the soul is continuously craving and crying out for. Because at the end of the day, if you're unhappy, you sad, you laying down and you feeling like a void is on the inside, you're going down the wrong path. I could care less how much it's not admitted to the physical level to where other people can see it. If you feel deep down, you don't have to admit it to everybody out there. If you feel deep down unhappy, you feel unfulfilled, and you feel a void on the inside, and you've been going down some type of path, it's not the right path for you. I promise you. It could be argued all day long. I'm not here to argue. I'm here to set a point. I'm here to simply make a statement and to let people see that what's really going on. Because if you're feeling that way, bro, you're experiencing that type of low vibrational energy, that right there is a problem. You think these other individuals are going to tell them that? No, they too busy being scared of them. They too busy trying to work themselves through some. All right, y'all, I'm back. I had to get off of here because the phone got kind of overheated. It's hot outside. But anyways, just like I was saying earlier, y'all. Hold on, I'm going to go somewhere the way y'all can see me. I just do better channeling that energy outside, you know, in the sunlight, but it was too hot for the phone, so. But anyways, what I was saying earlier, y'all. Hold on. It's kind of foggy. Yeah, it was hot out there. But anyways, y'all, this is not the best lighting in here. I know that. But go ahead and plug this light in. Y'all hold on real quick. I don't really want energy in my house. Hold on. I'm gonna have to go back out there. Y'all just hold on real quick. I'm very strict on my boundaries and my energy that I allow in my house. Nope. Negative vibes are not welcome in my home. So that's another thing changing. But anyways, all right, I'm back, y'all. But anyways, getting back to the video, what I was saying earlier about individual being inspired by, what was it? I was talking about something with somebody going through a spiritual transformation and transitioning period. Something about the individual. Oh, yeah, these individuals trying to work through the back door, some type of back door, in hopes of getting with the individual, but yet there's nothing that's happening. Some of y'all out there could probably see straight through that. And whoever this is that's going through that experience, they need to have, like, it's better for them to be going through that now than to be going through it later. And it makes it even better if this individual stumble upon you. It's like they stumble upon you at the right time. And you may irritate this individual, like you may get under this individual's skin in a certain type of way and trigger them. I'm going to tell you why you're triggering them. Because you are somebody that can clearly see through what other individuals cannot see through. And it's triggering because they know it's the truth. They know it's the truth. If somebody's getting triggered like that, bro, but at the same time, they know that something is off within the environment that they're in. They know something is off. They can feel it intuitively. They intuitively know you're telling the truth too. But at the same time, the individual may not be ready to physically communicate. Something is holding them back. I'm going to tell you what it is. It's fear. Because they haven't fully addressed their fears yet. They're on the way of working themselves and building themselves up. So they are making progress somewhat. But there's still a lot of things that's trying to get in the way of this individual's ascension. But at the same time, the Lord wants them to have that willpower to move through it somewhat on their own. But at the same time, sit back and observe what you be saying and taking the information of what you be inspiring them to do. That's what I'm getting intuitively. I'm going to tell you right now, bro, these other people out there, just like some of you out there went through, you already know these individuals are not for your highest good. That's why you don't care to be complimented. You don't care to have all these individuals around. You don't care to go out anymore because you already see through all that. You already been through that type of experience to learn. So now You have the experience to teach somebody else. That way they can experience it. Because some of you out there may not have had somebody in your face telling you this, telling you what I'm telling you. You may not have had somebody in your face telling you what's really going on to give you guidance. But yet now you have the ability and the power to inspire them. And I promise you, it's going to be very helpful to their soul. The ego don't want to listen. The ego is hard-headed and don't want to listen. I've had experience from that a long time ago. Not listening, being hard-headed, it's going to get you nowheres. It's going to get you nowheres. The people that learn the most is the ones that are silent. And I know it may be feeling like, or y'all may be feeling like I give a lot of information. I talk a lot whenever I get on my live stream. I'll tell you why I can talk this much. Because I listen to just as much information I learned from. Just as much experience that I've learned from having that experience, which is why I could give a lot of this information. I've set back years, bro. Sometimes it takes, like, just like I said before, you never stop learning information because it's infinite. It's infinite. And for those out there that are alone, you kind of worried, you kind of have this form of doubt in you. I've been God to tell you that you have nothing to be doubtful for. You have nothing to be in fear of. You have nothing to worry about. As soon as I said that, you heard that? I look at signs like that as a synchronization. How they got loud. See how it's going away? That right there would be a synchronization. Spiritual people consider the synchronicity in sync with the message. That's exactly what it is. Because not long after I said that, that's when it got loud. Y'all heard that? Exactly. People don't look at that as a form of a message, but I do because I see through the energy. I hear with my clairaudient hearing, which is psychic hearing. I can hear what they're trying to tell me. And like if you ever hear a bird that comes around you and starts chirping, it's a message. Randomly, a bird just comes around you and flies, lands in a tree on a power line, and starts chirping. That can either be a negative message, it could be a positive message. They're trying to get your attention. If you see a cardinal, that's a visitor from heaven. If you see a cardinal, that's an angel. Well, I mean, you got birds, you know, that angels could come through the form of a bird. You know what I'm saying? But if you see a cardinal, that would be a visitor from heaven. Somebody that's protected you from the heavenly realm. And they're trying to give you a message. You know what I'm saying? But to the ones out there that may be on a path to where you really can't see what's coming ahead of you, but you have this good feeling about something. You just have this good feeling about something. That's what I'm channeling intuitively. You feel like something is clicking, something is moving for you, because it is. Something's definitely moving ahead for you. But just like I said a few minutes ago, y'all, about the twin flame dynamic, when it comes to the new individual, whoever that may be, and some of you out there are an influencer, you're somewhere on a platform, public platform, you'd be surprised out there, bro, who be sitting back observing. Not all of them out there are going to be supporters either. I'm going to tell you that right now. Not all of them out there are going to be supporters. But you're going to have a very few amount of people that will genuinely support you, that will genuinely root you on as I say, hey, we appreciate you. But there may be somebody out there, bro, that may be paying attention to some of y'all out there that may be a public influencer, that you may be very inspirational. And some of these individuals may, I don't know if they interpret you as somebody that has a lot of people, you go out a lot, But for some of you out there, I know for some of us, we got that spiritual monk side. That's a no, negative. Straight up negative. What we do is we sit there and we meditate. We're not all perfect like that. We meditate and just do our own thing. Meditate, get in tune with ourselves, and that's all we need. I mean, you can't really transform into a full-blown spiritual monk where some of us are at. You know, you got to be somewhere in the country out there, you know. But at the same time, when you have that alone time, when it comes to folding your legs, Indian style, sitting Indian style like this, and just sit there, bro, like we just sit there like this. Sit there for hours, and just sit there. Not even in the house or whatever, like somewhere else. Somewhere else we just sit there for hours. Like that. Bro, you know, I'm telling you, it's cool. It's pretty cool. Then if you're sitting there in water, some of you out there like swimming and stuff, you can also meditate in the water too. You could use the water for spirituality. Like whenever you swimming underwater or you swimming, and you know how you doing that, like when you're swimming? You kicking your legs and you swimming like that? That right there is a form of meditation. Because water gives that, it gives the soul some type of energetic booster. I don't know if that works for all of y'all out there. Some people connect better with fire. Some people connect with water. Some people connect with the air. You know, the earth. But basically, if you're any form of a spiritual monk, you will be able to connect with all elements with no problem. That's where all the blending of all elements come together. That right there is what keeps you at that spiritual vibration of where you can be level-headed. A lot of people are curious when it comes to a monk's strength. Bro, they could do some things like, I'm talking about the monks that have been meditating for years, that's been on that path for years. They don't sleep around. They don't do none of that, bro. None of that. They evolved a long time. Tell you, bro, there's an evolution. When you evolve and you start seeing through things, you're not going to want to do any of that besides with one person. I'm telling you. People can perceive you however they want. Some people out there may be thinking that you go out all the time, you have a lot of options or whatever, but you really don't. You don't talk to nobody. And other people out there look at that as boring. I look at that as the best. That's actually intriguing to me. Seeing somebody alone for once and yet not having all these individuals that they're dealing with. That right there is intriguing because it's a mystery. Like, oh, what's going on with this? It kind of catches your attention. While these other individuals want to fight over somebody like that. Oh, well, who could compete for them and win them over first? That's ego, bro. I could pull my shades up and actually say that it's the ego. You ain't going to find nothing out of that but a bunch of competitors that's going to get nowheres because it's all about the attention. It's all for some type of gain. And it's not for the spiritual gain. Simple as that. I'm trying not to let my phone get overheated, y'all, because it is kind of hot out here. I would love to walk around the channel, but it's good to be in the shade so my phone don't get overheated. Because it'll show the little temperature, like the little thermometer on the screen, and say the phone won't work until it cools down. But anyways, getting back to what I told y'all, when it comes to somebody being alone, that's very intriguing. That's very mysterious in these times. You see somebody not dating anybody, not sleeping around, not having all the attention, not talking to anybody, and just staying to themselves. I'm going to tell you who that individual is. That's a very powerful, strong, confident, independent person that already has been through experience plenty of experience, had plenty experience in their life. And it makes them wise beyond their years. Because they simply know how contagious energies really are. They know how energies can be transferred. They know how energy can affect somebody on a soul level. They know how certain environments are toxic for the spiritual growth. And if you ever look at those individuals, bro, they stay to themselves. They're different. They're very quiet. Very, very quiet. And that right there, bro, if you want my honesty, that's where it's at. That's where you're going to have the most fun at. Because you start exploring certain strengths. You start exploring certain energies. You start exploring certain powers. I'm telling you. You stop giving your energy away out there, bro. Even a simple conversation, you are transferring energy. You are having an energetic exchange. From a simple conversation with somebody that may not be on your vibrational match. I'm not saying it'd be perfect, but you will live and learn. You will live and learn from experience on how your energy, certain people affect your vibration. But that's where it comes in a tune, where you have to get a tune at to see what's really going on, to distinguish your energy from their energy. Simply do not allow yourselves to be around people that's not there for your highest good. It's good to connect with like-spirited people, not like-minded. I would consider it like-spirited people. That's where you'll have that compatibility at. And compatibility is completely different from competition, right? The two C's that must be learned. There's a difference between compatibility and competition. Something that you're compatible with, you wouldn't have to compete for, right? Something that's compatible for your soul, there's not going to be no competition there because the ego is not there involved. Just remember that, the two C's, what I told y'all. Compatibility, competition. Choose what path you want to be on. What's compatible with your soul. Compatibility don't necessarily have to represent a relationship or a spiritual ship. It could represent what path you're going on. It's going to be highly compatible with you. Rather than having to compete, see, it goes both ways. It could go all kind of ways. But as far as being a spiritual monk, going like that spiritual monk mode, you're going to learn a lot, bro. You're going to learn a lot about yourself. You're going to learn some powers that you ain't never knew existed. You start saving your energy, saving it, like keeping it to yourself, and literally learning how to rise that energy up your chakras. Bro. Coming from a little experience, if you could run fast, you're going to notice how your speed triples. You're going to notice how your speed triples. If you was already a fast person at running, your speed's going to triple. You're going to be more faster. If you could jump high, you're going to be able to jump even higher. Let's say if you was able to clear a 4-foot fence, like where I'm standing at right here. If you could clear a 4-foot fence, you would then be able to work your way up to clearing a 6-foot fence without even having your hands on the top and doing that. You just be able to jump straight over it like that. Because of how much power your body is radiating and it's coming from the earth, like it's channeling through your feet. Just like a horse would gallop, bro. You know how they jump over them like that? It's exactly what that is. You don't have to be big. You don't have to be muscular. It don't matter about none of that. Look at the size of Bruce Lee. Look what all he could do, bro. They call it chi energy, the radiation of chi power. You don't have to be a big individual at all. Bruce Lee was exactly 5 feet. I want to say 5 feet 7 inches tall. And I want to give an estimate about 140 pounds. That's how much Bruce weighed, or 137, somewhere around that. It was, I want to say it's between 130 and 140. But I want to say he's 5'7". Stood exactly 5 feet 7 inches tall. And I know a lot of people out there would say it's movies, but how could he do all that to make a movie? Because he really knew that. He really knew that. Why you think they call him the founder of Jeet Kune Do? That's what it is. And being a spiritual monk, going along that path, not everybody's gonna, that path's not gonna be made for everybody. I'm not telling people to become a spiritual monk and none of that, but I'm just, if this is resonate with somebody that is comfortable with being alone, the chances are you have those type of abilities. You could be transforming into that version of yourself that's, you just learning how to connect with yourself and love yourself even more. That way you don't have to feel hollow ever again in your life. So that's gonna work out to your best benefit. That's why you close the rest of the superficiality side out. You just overlook that because you see beyond it. That don't feed the soul. And your ego has already went through a lot of transitional periods to where you're finally level-headed. You're level-headed, you're level-spirited. And that right there is going to help you understand yourself a lot better, rather than feeling like you're alone, because there's a deeper meaning beyond that. It's just the beginning. It's just the beginning of a grateful journey, of a great journey that y'all going to be on, that some of y'all are already on. It's not nothing to be concerned about or worried about. And you can still have love in your life. I'm not saying close yourself off from love all the way, but my personal experience, if it's real, like I made on that post, if love is real, it's not going to be defined by a feeling. Feelings come and go. Feelings come and go. But if something is continuously there with you, somebody, me personally, like somebody that's not going to break away from you, that's going to be able to connect to you on a spiritual and an emotional level, to where you both have that high radiation of compatibility, especially when it firsthand has got to come to the spiritual side firsthand. Because you could connect on a physical level all day, every day. It don't mean that you're both compatible with each other. Because eventually that could get boring, it could get old. Because the soul is not in alignment. Like there's two different alignments that would create a misalignment within the soul's purpose. The energies are not going to match. They're not going to mesh and mix together like that and actually merge together. There's some type of misalignment when it comes to that. But when you have somebody that's connected to you on a spiritual level, and you can still be that monk person, that spiritual monk, they may even be the same way. When you both share y'all energy together, bro, it's going to be purified. I'm telling you. You ain't going to have to worry about feeling the past people that you may have had experience with. You're not going to be able to feel their past people. It's going to be just you and them, because y'all giving yourself enough time to cleanse and purify your energy. Because if you keep your energy to yourself, guess what? It's all going to be you. I'm telling you. And when you both connect that way, you both connect to where you can feel each other's energy like that, that right there is going to be powerful, very powerful. You don't have to close yourself off from love like that. It's just being very wise on who you allow in your energetic space of energy. It's not about being stuck up on none of that, thinking that you're better than everybody else. It's about being aware. You have the knowledge and wisdom to know better than to go for certain situations or to place yourself in certain environments or to allow a certain individual to try to connect with you. No. So in a form, it is kind of being a little, some would call it picky, but it's not in the egotistical thinking that you're better than everybody else type of way. No. It's about knowing who you are, knowing what you bring to the table spiritually, knowing what you really had to go through. And you're not going to allow your vibration to be lowered. You're not going to allow something that's misaligned with your spiritual growth to interfere with something that is for your highest good. That's all that it is. But for some of you out there, if you want to be with somebody that's in that energy, they're not going to have a problem with that. They're not going to, if somebody has a problem with you being some type of spiritual monk, you don't have a lot of people around you, they look at you as boring, man, that's boring. There's nothing intriguing about somebody having all kind of options and all that. Bro, the way I see that, it's lame. There's nothing different about that. How many people out there you got fighting over somebody right now? Question it. Really question out loud. How many people they have out there fighting over somebody right now? Now, when it comes to somebody being alone, how many people they have out there that is alone, that's not worried about all the attention, that's not concerned with all that, that's not even giving into that or not even going along with what is being done. How many people are in that energy? Question that. There's going to be a huge difference within the rating. You got like a 90% of the rating on people that's fighting over somebody out there, and you got a very low percentage at the people that are alone, that don't need attention, don't want all these people around them, that is perfectly fine with being alone. That's the difference. I mean, everybody's going to have a different belief out there, but when you fully see things for what they are and you love yourself, you're going to see it exactly for what it is, and you're going to shake your head just like this. I'm good. Y'all just wasting y'all time. It's just a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. And you're doing it for basically nothing. All for some type of adrenaline rush and the feel-good endorphins to be released from the egotistical perspective of the individual that wants all the attention. That's why I got on here the other day, whenever I told you I was quitting Tyro, I said I'm not here for the fame. I'm not here to pull my phone out. If I'm going to help somebody out with charity, to give back, I'm not going to get that on camera. Confirmation. I don't have to get that on camera. I don't have to broadcast that to the whole world. God sees it. That would be attention seeking. That would be trying to get validation from other people in order for them to try to see me as a good person. Why should they have to see it? That right there is about confidence, bro. You believe that you're a good person, you ain't got to prove yourself to nobody. Especially the false kind of way. Because that's not generally giving charity if you want to do it for the intent to try to gain some type of validation from other people. So that's not truly being genuine, right? Exactly my point, bro. I got the facts to back it up. But not everybody's going to be like that. But my personal observation on the whole thing, I don't like that attention. Just like I told y'all, bro, I don't like that attention. I may have a lot of viewers that view my channel, but I don't view it as, oh, I got the attention and all this and all that. No, it ain't about that. It's about how many lives I'm inspiring, how many lives I'm changing and transforming. That's all that matters. Some people just start getting to their head. They let something get to their head. That's not how I operate, bro. I come from a very tough lifestyle. Very, very tough lifestyle. I had to stand on my own to get where I'm at today. I didn't ask for handouts. I didn't go out there, was being fed with a silver spoon in my mouth, bro. I didn't grow up that way. You want something, son, you're going to get off your backside. You can get out there and work for it. That's what my daddy told me, which is indeed a Scorpio man. Shout out to my pops. Love you, Dad. Love my daddy. I know I really don't talk much about my dad, y'all, but at the same time, I was closer to my mom. But my dad really did, like, he was just mainly working all the time. He was always offshore as a supervisor. Running the job offshore, he was on an oil rig, running the job out there. This is what he wants done. This is what it is. I take out my daddy. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, shout out to my pops. He always told me that, and I thought he was being mean to me. He does have a mean side to him, because he been through a hard life himself. But just like I said earlier, I don't know if I said that about Scorpios earlier. Scorpios just, that's one of the most intense signs out there. You really can't base it off of astrology. But to the Scorpios that's resonate with this situation, I'm a Scorpio myself, October 29th right here, okay? But anyways, when it comes to certain situations out there, I can understand that. And if there is indeed a Scorpio watching, then that right there is going to give you a deeper explanation of what's really going on. But my dad was always in my face telling me that. You want something, son, you're going to get off your backside, you're going to work for it. If not, you ain't going to have nothing. Some people want to break down and cry. Some people want to sit there and just get in a low vibrational energy. But you know what I did? I did this right here. When he was telling me that, I would get just like this. Is the man right or wrong? And that's when everything started clicking with me. That's when God told me, yeah, he may not be approaching in a very polite manner, but fuck being polite. You need to listen to what that man telling you. Because tough love is one of the most realest and rawest, and he kept me alive. He taught me survival. That Scorpio man that raised me, my daddy, taught me survival. Oh, yeah. That's another reason why my mama was attracted to him. Because he knew what the hell he was doing. Confirmation. He was one of the ones that run her all over. And if she wanted to go out there and go with somebody else, because they did split up one time, she's like, look, I just don't want to be with you right now. I said, that's fine with me. Whatever you want to do. And you know what he did? He went back to work. He kept on working. 6 months later, she went back to him. And they've been together ever since. They married each other. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I'm just giving my explanation, my observation on the whole thing, on how some of us out there was raised. Some people out there was raised with a silver spoon in their mouth. Everything is going to be handed to them. Bro, the vehicle that I have, the very first vehicle in my name that I have, I had to work hard for that. I know 1,500 may not seem like a lot to people out there, but to somebody that never had nothing all their life, 1,500 is a lot. You damn right that's a lot. That's a lot to work for, to earn, in order to have my truck in my name. I did that, bro. I did that. Because of my dad always being there. My mom always thought that he was being rude to me or whatever. Like, don't talk to him that way. But you already know how they gonna be. She was the nurturing type, and yet he just had that detached toughness to him, you know? But I appreciate that man because of him telling me that. I may not have liked it at the time, but now I see what he was talking about. That man straight up taught me survival. Because he had to survive growing up too. And it's good to learn survival in case you're in a situation where what else you supposed to do? Sit around and do nothing? You'll get off your backside, boy. You're going to do something. That's what he told me. You're going to do something. Be something. Be something with yourself. Be something out there. Be somebody. He was always telling me that too. I thought he was being mean to me. Be somebody out there, son. Be about it. Be somebody. And guess what? Ever since I did what I put my mind to, you'll never guess how that man talks to me now, with respect. He's not like that on me no more. He talked to me with respect. Because I stood up to him and I challenged him. I said, Dad, I'm going to be somebody. You just watch me. I'm not going to run my mouth. You're going to see. And I didn't say nothing. I didn't keep on bragging or doing none of that. I said, give us some time, Pops. And he thought I was bullshitting him. Time went on. He sees it, bro. That's not all about, I'm about what I say. I commit the actions first, then I go and say, I told you. Anybody can run their damn mouth. That's incredibly easy, but I'm not talking about that in a negative way. But anybody could go out there and run their mouth. Anybody could say this and say that, say this and say that. But it's better when you have the actions to first back it up, then talk about it afterwards. Because then you have achievement and the victory right there in itself. If it's something you want to talk about, if somebody tries to challenge you, you already have the actions that you committed in order to achieve the victory, in order to actually back up your point. In case somebody was to challenge you. Oh, well, where you at in your life? How well you doing? Or if they want to try to talk down to you. You already have the actions that backed it up. You see what I'm saying? But this is also going to go along the lines of watch the environments that you're in. Watch the people that you're around. Just pay attention. Pay attention to the environments that you're around. Pay attention to the surroundings about some of the people, the environments that you're in. But just like I said a few minutes ago, not everybody out there was raised like some of us out there. We was raised a whole different way. My pops raised me the tough way, bro. And he told me exactly like it is. He didn't give a damn if it hurt my feelings or not, which it didn't. It kind of did make me like, man, why would a man talk to me like that? But at the same time, eventually you grow immune to it. He's really not being mean to you. He's being straight with you. People ain't used to that. This guy is. How is that being mean to somebody? How is that being rude to somebody when they just telling you the truth? It may come across as blunt. It may come across as straightforward, but you can't say the man lying. I had a good dad, y'all. Believe it or not, I had a good dad. Even though he worked all the time, I wasn't around him as much as my mom. But I had a good dad. If people want to know who my dad is, he's Scorpio man. October 23rd, right there on the Libra-Scorpio cusp. Just made a Scorpio. But he still got that Libra in him too, Libra-Scorpio cusp. That right there would be balance. He's about balance. He wants things fair. You know? And he himself, bro, he's quiet. My pops is quiet. He sit there and twist his mustache like that. He sit there and twist his mustache. Don't really say much. I mean, when he drinks his beer or whatever, you know, he talks a little bit. But other than that, he's mainly quiet. And he even told me a while back, go watch for the quiet ones, bro. He might sit back and be quiet, but that's because he's aware of something, you know? But anyways, hopefully this video will help a lot of y'all out there that may be alone. You're really not alone. Because you have your angels around you. You got your heavenly angels around you. That's helping guide you to see certain things, certain synchronicities and signs, to see what's really going on. You have the most company as of now. You're in the most presence of heavenly beings around you, the angels around you. Because when you're around all these other energies, that really don't give them enough time to fully connect to you because they know that you possibly won't listen to the message. It's going to be hard to get through to you. Because once again, like I said, it's a distraction. It's all a distraction. Not everything out there is like that, but if you're in a toxic environment, then you're not going to be able to hear the angels clearly like you would whenever you'd be alone. And some of you out there may be helping somebody, inspire somebody. That may be out there. That may be the other half of your soul. I did pick that up in a few readings. They may be going through a very uncomfortable period, being irritated, aggravated. Their emotional roller coaster like that, going up and down like that. It's because the ego is getting challenged. The truth's being thrown in front of their face each and every way they turn around like that. And it's only to help better them, to get them away from the individuals that they used to associate with. Because that's not where their soul is aligned to be at. That's basically all I gotta say, y'all, for this video. This wasn't my greatest channeled message, inspirational message, but it was enough to catch people's attention as to give people a little insight on what's really going on. But just like I said before, if you're somebody that's comfortable with being alone, you love yourself enough. And remember what I told y'all earlier about the spiritual monk mode? Becoming a spiritual monk? That's where it's at, bro. A lot of people look at somebody meditating for over 2 hours straight as boring. That's the most peace you'll ever feel a day in your life. Sitting there Indian style, sitting in Indian style position with your eyes closed just like this and meditating for hours. Not 1 hour, not 2 hours, not 3 hours, sometimes 4 hours, just sitting there in one position. And you could get up like it ain't nothing. Your back don't hurt. Nothing hurts. A lot of people look at that as, man, that's strange. Like, how could somebody sit there that long with no movement? It's basically like you're sleeping, sitting up like that, but you're not. You're just in a form of a deep trance, like you're in a meditative state of trance. You're strengthening your spirit. You're taking care of your spirit. You know what I'm saying? Meditation helps nurture the spirit, damn it. You know what I'm saying? But it's funny how I explain certain things. like that. How is that bad, bro? Like, how? Let the individual meditate. If that's what they want to do. They want to sit in the middle of the floor or on the ground. Let the individual meditate. Like, damn. That's what they like doing. Let them do it. You know what I'm saying? How's that bothering anybody? You know what I'm saying? I care less of me, bro. If I want to sit in the middle of the floor and sit there and just get in that deep state of meditation, that meditative trance state of mind, it's exactly what's going to happen. You know? But just like I said, bro, some people out there may see it as weird, strange. Especially if you somebody that, of course, they got martial artists out there. They may know a little bit about meditation because it helps clear the mind. But some of the stuff out there, bro, when it comes to spirituality, especially when it comes to the third eye, it's going to freak some people out because they're not used to somebody like that, you know? You stand out. Like how many people you know that's around you? I mean, depending on where you live at, you may have a lot of spiritual people where you live at. But if you're somebody that's very different, you meditate a lot, you spend time in nature, you connect to Mother Earth, you connect to all the elements, then that right there is going to make you different. Just being under a tree like this, you You can feel the vibration, the energy. It's calmness. Green means the heart chakra. Green. I'm going to tell you right now, bro, you take good care of your spirit. You nurture your spirit the right way. It will be healthy just like that tree. It will continuously grow. Your soul will become more vivid. It will continuously grow. This is expansion right here. You see how the leaves, the branches expand and link off from one another like that? At first, that tree, bro, was a seed. This is a seed that literally sprouted just like that. That tree was once this high, like a plant. How can I say this? Like a, you know when they plant a flower? That's exactly what that tree was at one time. Until it grew bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. That tree is a seed. It was once a seed, and now it rooted itself in the ground. That's crazy how one seed could turn into that. See, a lot of people don't break it down, the details, and really see what's really going on. How unique, how mysterious Mother Nature really is, how mysterious some of these things really are. That's the power of creation, bro. That's the power of creation. And how was the seed made in order for the tree to grow? See, it goes forever and forever and forever. Just like the power of your energy. If you was to share your energy with that special individual that y'all both will be compatible with, you have the power of creation to have a pregnancy. That right there, bro, is the power of creation. Because you both have a certain energy that God gave to both of y'all to where you can have that power of creation to create literally a human being, bro. I'm telling you. And when you really start breaking down everything from the detailed form, you would then start noticing and realizing not everybody's going to be like this, though. Not everybody is going to want to be a pure spirit individual, to have their energy cleansed like that. But to somebody that's been through experience, that has seen what energy can really do, being with somebody that's clean-spirited, not really on the physical level, because you got to pay attention to the spiritual, energetic level too. When it comes to being with somebody like that, that right there, bro, would be the perfect individual to share that intimacy with. Simple as that. That's pretty cool how them leaves. That's from one seed, bro. One seed sprouts this whole tree like that. That's the power of creation. That's Mother Earth with her nurturing, natural abilities to help nurture everything. Simple as that. And when it comes to both people being together, I'm looking at the branches up there like a tree tunnel. When it comes to both people being together, Two spiritual people being together, and both of their energy is protected, like they keep their energy very well protected and to themselves, they're going to have the most healthiest connection. It's not going to be like the rest of them relationships or the rest of them, the other individuals they had experience with. It's not. That's a connection that's not going to fade because it's real love, bro. Something that's real, it ain't going to leave. Just like my mom and dad's connection, it ain't going to leave. Once it's in the soul, bro, once it's felt in the soul, that's it. On both ends. It didn't just happen on his end or her end. Even though they did indeed split up, it don't matter, bro. If you meant to be with somebody, you're going to be with them. My mom even said herself she felt a soul connection to my daddy. That's why she went back to him. Because she knew her intuition. She's very spiritual, too. Her intuition guided her back to my daddy. She was pulled to go back to him. Left another dude, bro, straight up on the boat. He was on the boat. She was at the house. That's when they had a rotary phone with a little dial. You had to dial the thing, go back and forth like that, dial it, and it was hooked to the cable. Like, it had the phone line, and they had it mounted to the wall where they had, when you hang it up, it goes ding like that, or it goes ding like that. It's one of them rotary phones. I think they call it a rotary phone, where you got to dial the thing. It's like a round thing, and you dial it. She wrote the man a message. It was a 3-letter message. Wrote the man a message, packed her stuff while he was on the boat, disconnected the phone, left, went got my dad from work, contacted him, asked him if he wanted to talk. Say you need a ride from work, and called it was the office, where the office was. He was in the shipyard. Or he was just getting back to the shipyard. And she called the office to see if he was there. And he was. So she asked to speak to him. And my dad picked up the phone. She's like, hey, you want to talk? She told him she'd come get him from work. And then that's when they worked everything out. They was together 10 years after that, then they got married. So in reality, they was together more than 40-something years. They was together a long time. She never left that man again. So if it's truly a genuine spiritual connection, bro, you're going to be together. But you don't have to be worried about being alone till then. That's really all I got to say. Not everybody out there is going to be made for you, but there's one person out there that the Lord has made for you. Even if they was on the wrong path at one time, it don't matter. If he knows that they have the capability of transforming or owning up to their wrongdoings and doing the right thing, then he will put the individual back in your life. That fear will disappear. Whatever's holding them back will disappear and let go of them. It's just like I said, bro, real love don't fade. It ain't gonna fade, it's always gonna be there. Some people call these days because they got scorned by an ex-lover. Love is an illusion. I used to say the same thing. Love is an illusion. But once you get to the point to where you learn what real love is within yourself, and you love yourself, you then therefore are gonna understand that their love is real. Once you feel it on a soul level, bro, like once you experience it from your soul, showing yourself that love, you're gonna know it's real, bro. It's just get with the right one. It's not gonna come through the physical exterior either, the outer exterior. Which will represent being overly complimented and having all this. I'm going to tell you what's a genuine, true love connection. When you both can understand each other intuitively without even opening your mouths. And that type of connection never fades on both ends. It stays there. You can intuitively read each other at a long distance, no matter where you are, no matter what they're doing. You communicate through telepathy. That's basically what my mom and dad had. Because whenever he sandblasted his arm offshore, whenever he was offshore, he had to call my mama to go get him. And she had a dream that she woke up with her left arm burning. And not long after she woke up, my dad was on the phone. He called her and said, hey, can you bring me to the hospital? I sandblasted my arm. My daddy sandblasted his left arm. And she said, no shit. She's like, she woke up with her left arm burning. Spiritual connection. I can't explain that, bro. So if you're meant to be with somebody, you're going to be with them. That's just how it is. If you're meant to be with somebody, bro, you're meant to be with them. But the Lord is testing you to see how well you're comfortable with yourself. That way you don't have to deal with all this, you get in this state of mind to where you worried about if they going out there and seeing somebody else. See, that right there is what conditioned you to not even care about that no more, because you don't deserve that. You don't deserve for somebody to be disloyal to you, and the Lord knows it. That's why he's keeping certain people away from you. So in reality, you're protected. Even though you wouldn't get your heart broke, just you don't have the time to be dealing with somebody that's not really meant for your highest good, you know? But a true, genuine, telepathic love connection will always be there. With somebody that's truly meant to be with you, they're going to be there. Let them go out there and explore, bro. That's where it comes a time in to where they may be trying to test you in a certain type of way. And yet what they see, you ain't worried about it. Go and do your thing. That's what you want to do. Go out there and do it. Because you got a life to live. And you're not going to be one of these people that's going to be like the other ones that's going to be fighting for their attention, because it's not about the attention. You're not there to feed this individual the false side of what is going to starve the soul. You are actually feeding the individual's soul by ignoring what other people are refusing to ignore, which is the ego. You want to know the real definition of what is beautiful? I'm going to tell you what it is. It's when somebody knows how to fully be fulfilled on the inside, to where they don't need attention. They don't have these insecurities. They don't have to be worried about what other people got to say about them. They don't worry about what other people has to say about their connections. And they're a fearless individual that knows how to go after what they want. It don't matter if it's a female or a male. That's what creates that authentic vibration. Because in reality, other people are not going to be able to see what you see. They're not going to be able to live your life for you. So the thing is, do you want to allow other people to live your life for you, or do you want to live your life yourself? That's the lesson. The more you worry about what other people got to say about who you like, who you dislike, or who you want to be with, who you love, when it comes to all that, the more you don't love yourself. You don't genuinely love yourself. You don't genuinely accept yourself for who you are, and to just completely see beyond the insecurities. Because the only insecure ones out there is the one that's running their mouth, trying to criticize something that they really don't know nothing about. Because the individual they keep on trying to tell you something about, to the individuals that may be listening to all these other people, they don't really know that person. They don't really know you more so. They're trying to mold you into something that they want you to be, because they see that you could be easily manipulated. Bro. No. You don't allow yourself to fall prey to manipulation. You understand me? You stand up against that. You stand up against it and say no. No means no. I said no. I'm going to do what the hell I want to do. It's my life. It's my reality. God gave me free will for a reason. It's not up for you to define my life's path. If I want to be with somebody, if I love somebody, that's my free will to be with them. The hell with what you got to say about it. You need to learn how to take a stand and stand up for yourself and have a backbone. Something that many will be intimidated by, because I don't know why they're intimidated by that, but you need to have a backbone. Stand up for yourself. It's about what you want to do. If you want to be with that person, then you have your own free will to be with that person. Bro, most of these individuals out there, I'm going to tell you right now, most of these individuals out there will be supporting the most superficial connections that there is, and thinking the individual's happy the whole time, and they're not. They're in the most miserable connection, and yet these individuals are the same individuals that criticized you, that try to make you out to be a problem, and yet the individual is unhappy in that connection. Question that. How does that make any sense if they know what the hell they talking about? Because they don't know that individual like you know. If some of y'all out there are dealing with somebody like that, that's proof in itself right there that they don't really know the individual like they think they do, because the individuals aren't happy, and yet they think just because they're together and taking pictures together, or they being seen to be happy together, does that mean the individual's actually happy when they're hurting and dead on the inside? Exactly my point. And yet they try to make them seem as if they was unhappy with you because y'all have a couple disagreements, but yet you made them the happiest. Get real, bro. You don't see him. Hey, bro, I just get past it. You don't see him. I know there's somebody behind the scenes want me to get all agitated, not angry like that, but want me to prove a point. Hey, I'm not doing that. Like they get off when I get in that energy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is, bro. Like, I'm just speaking the truth. Like, they don't get off in a bad. I'm just saying. They like when I get like that. Good. What, damn it? That's what it is. I ain't mad. I'm just being passionate, damn it. Like, that's what it is. It ain't funny either. If it wasn't funny, I wouldn't be laughing. Because it is, damn it. It is, because the way they perceive it. Oh, yeah, you know, I like when you get all good. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If you ain't passionate, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't passionate about something, especially when it comes to telling the truth, then where's the excitement at? Like where's the energy at, damn it? You know what I'm saying? But nah, bro, I'm not angry. No, I just get passionate whenever I start getting into those topics. But it makes sense, though. It's reality. If you really question on a deeper level, if some of you out there was dealing with somebody that's with somebody else and they're not really happy in that connection, and yet these other individuals that always telling them, oh, they so happy for them, why the individual's not happy? Question that. Why they not really happy? But yet they had something to say about them being with you, and yet they was really happy. They was just unhappy at the fact whenever y'all was fighting and arguing. Whenever you had a disagreement with them. Not everything's perfect, bro. How the hell they gonna have a problem with somebody that made them laugh until their face turned red? I'm telling you. That right there is proof that these other individuals really don't know who's made for the individual. That's just for some of y'all out there that may have a past person you may end up with. If y'all meant to be together. But for a new person, I don't see that happening. Like whoever the new person is, that some of you out there may have inspired. I'm talking about a past person that had that issue with you. Like they relatives or whatever it is had an issue with you. But yeah, look where you're going in your life, bro. Look where you're going in your life. Why they don't acknowledge the times that the individual laughed? They was in a good mood. And I'm going to tell you why they was in a bad mood, because you kept catching them in lies. Of course it's going to spark off an argument. Anybody would get mad when they know they caught. And they trying to cover it up, and yet you got the facts to back it up that it is indeed a lie. Of course it's going to get the energy very uncomfortable. It's going to be an uncomfortable situation. All they had to do was own up to it and not trying to argue back with you. And it wouldn't have caused attention to the situation to start with. Right? They know it's the truth too. Because just like I said earlier, you're not no damn doormat. Well, I didn't say that earlier, but you're not a doormat. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, y'all, this is what I have for the video. It's not going to resonate with everybody. But hopefully this advice helped a lot of y'all out there. It's not mainly about relationships and none of that, or spiritual ships. It's about the energy. It's about why you feel alone, like you feel like you're alone. You have nothing to be concerned of. Everything's going to be okay. The energy is going clear because we are going through a Venus retrograde right now. So keep your prayers strong. Keep strong in your prayers, your spiritual warfare prayers. Keep on calling on the Lord Jesus Christ, because that's what I do. Every time I say Jesus, but them demons scatter left and right. Every time I say Jesus Christ, Jesus, keep saying that, Jesus, Jesus. Keep saying that. You're going to notice how the whole energy changes. And many people don't believe in him. But I've had experience. I know the man's real, because he woke me up to a lot of things that I've actually felt his presence and heard him and seen him before. I seen that man one time. I'm telling you, bro. He's pure. He's pure. He's the most high vibrational being that you are ever. You can't explain the vibrational energy that the Lord holds. You can't explain it. He has the power to take all your breath out your body and literally drop you to the ground. You ever see some of these people fall over in church? I know some people out there may be thinking that they faking that. It's something similar to that. I really ain't had experience with that. But when it comes to praying to him, he literally has the power to just it's basically something being yanked out your body. And you lose your energy. You lose your energy. But when you get back up, you're cleansed. You're cleansed. The reason why that energy caused you to fall down is because he yanked some type of energy out. That's my personal observation from experience. What he does is he comes down and yanks some form of energy or entity, whatever that has been tormenting you, he takes that out your vessel. And it just takes your energy from you, because that's him. And you kind of lose wind, like you get winded a little bit. But your air slowly comes back. You know, you You know how when you're running real fast and you have a hard time catching your breath? That's basically what it is, what I experienced, like that. That's what that is. Some people claim they feel dizzy. They feel a little bit dizzy afterwards. It's because they're balanced. Like they have to have time for their soul to rebalance itself. It'll go away. It's just the soul needs to have time to rebalance itself. That's all that it is. And whatever was causing interference and with your energy is gone. The Lord took it away from you. When the Lord had enough, bro, you know what you're doing when you pray. You know exactly how to pray to him. You will feel that energy, bro. I'm telling you, you will feel that energy. You will experience that. And as soon as I said that, the clouds moved from the sun. Y'all seen it? I don't know if y'all could tell, but the sun came back out. Exactly, because it's just a dark cloud that's trying to get in front of your light, but the sun's always going to shine. It's basically like a dark cloud trying to get in the way of that sun. The sun is still going to shine, which will represent your soul is still going to breathe. Your soul is still going to live. Your soul is still going to have that energy. See, a lot of people don't like hearing about God. A lot of people don't like hearing about Jesus. It's especially when it comes to the crystals and all that. I've got out of all that, bro. Like crystals for certain healing properties and stuff like that. I mean, you could use Mother Earth for healing properties. But when it comes to putting my faith in a crystal, take it from my experience, bro. You're going to invite something in your life that you're going to have a hard time getting rid of. Trust me. You don't have to do none of that magic out there, bro. It's all what you believe in. If you start putting your faith in some type of rock, basically what it is, a crystal, it could be whatever it is. They got black tourmaline, however you say that. They got what's that other one? It's kind of like rose quartz or whatever they got. You know what I'm talking about. That's not where it's at, bro. I'm telling you, I'm warning you. That's not where it's at. That's why I get on here all the time and tell people about the Lord. You ain't got to have all that stuff, bro. You ain't got to have all that stuff to be healed on the inside. You don't have to carry none of that with you in order to be protected. That's the truth. As long as your belief and your faith in the higher power is that strong, you always going to be protected. You don't need a damn crystal around you, in your shoe, in your pocket, around your neck or whatever. I mean, you can wear certain necklaces or whatever, but at the same time, as long as you believe in the higher power has you protected, that's all that matters. Because I've had experience with those crystals. And not long after that, bro, I felt something dark try to attach itself to me. Not long after I started dealing with the crystals. That's how I know it was that. Because I started believing that, oh, well, this is going to protect me. Protect my energy. And of course, if you believe in something for so long, but when it comes to something like that, there's some type of illusion. I mean, it may work differently for everybody else. Other people may not have experience with that until it takes one time. Everybody has a different experience when it comes to that. I've had experience. Other people had experience too. Tarot cards, I really get bad energy from tarot cards. I mean, when reading the cards, when it's a negative message, then yeah, it brings a lot of negativity. But as far as the cards themselves, nah, I don't consider them to be bad. But sometimes you got to give yourself a break and stop reading for a while. But when it comes to the Lord, that's where it's at, bro. I'm telling you, that's where it's at. You can still believe in the earth, Mother Earth's healing properties, you know, the trees and stuff, like taking a walk out in nature to balance yourself out. That's good for your spirit. But in order to have that full-blown spiritual protection, amplify your spiritual warfare prayers. The Lord will always win your battles, bro. I'm telling you. The Lord will always win your battles. Sometimes the battle is not for you. Even though you may feel like you can fight it, if it's spiritual, give that battle to the Lord. Because he will always win a victory over it, I promise you. You rebuke those demons. You reject those demons. You send them back to where they come from. You take authority over those evil forces trying to come against you. You forbid them. You block them. You forbid them from your destiny. You forbid them from your energetic field of energy. You cancel out anything being formed against you in the spirit world. You strip these individuals' spiritual power and whatever authority they think they have over you, because they don't. They don't have a damn say-so or control over your destiny or whatever you're doing. And that's your kingdom, right? That's what the Lord gave you. That's why he put you in control of what you will allow in the spirit world. So if somebody's trying to simulate you being trapped in the spirit world, which will represent the spirit of bondage, them taking an object and wrapping it with some type of string or something, that right there, or a chain or whatever it is, that would represent the spirit of bondage being assigned to you. You cancel that evil spirit out. You cancel that evil manifestation out. You block that manifestation. You make it impossible for it to interfere with your energy. You make it impossible. You say, I take authority over you in the name of Jesus Christ. I block, forbid, and cancel, and reject anything that's being formed against me, because you do not have the power over me or the permission or consent or any agreement whatsoever to do any of that to me. In Jesus' mighty name, I block and forbid you and strip you your powers by the authority and by the power and the forces of God, of the Lord Jesus Christ. Be destroyed. You destroy that evil spirit. That's exactly what you're doing. Guess what? That evil spirit will return back to ashes. It will leave. It will go away. It cannot stay around you. When you speak the authority of God over that evil spirit must obey, and it will obey. Even to the stubborn spirits out there, even to these stubborn evil spirits, I don't care how stubborn they are, the Lord Jesus Christ is more stubborn than all of them put together, because he's the Alpha. What he says is going to go. His word will always stick. His prayers will always win the battle, I promise you. You just have to believe. You have to believe that strongly. His word, the faith that you have in him, will always win over that negative any day of the week. I promise you. 777. 777, that's the Lord's number. God has authority over what is happening in the spirit world. And when you let the Lord know that you don't consent to certain things, you don't agree to certain things on a spiritual level, he will make sure he protects you from it. I promise you. The Lord just wants to see how strong your willpower really is. Because when you remind him of certain things and you tell him exactly what's going on, that's when he's going to grant you the ability of protection. He's going to grant you with that protection. Father God, I know exactly what's going on. I know what somebody is trying to do, and you call it out. You talk to Father God. You tell him what's going on. Lord, this is what they're trying to do to me. They're trying to assign this evil spirit to my destiny and my fortune. They're trying to assign this evil spirit to attach to my vessel, to attach to my energy, to attach to my spirit through an evil sacrifice. They're trying to do that to me, Father God. I don't consent to it. I don't agree upon it, and I reject it. I reject it. I cancel it, Father. I cancel it out. I reject it. I destroy that false contract. Destroy it with your fire judgment, Father. Destroy it with your fire judgment. Send your arrows of the fire judgment upon the situation and destroy the sacrifice and to destroy the demonic altar being used against me. And forbid and disable any evil coming against me. In Jesus' mighty name. I want every single monitoring spirit destroyed and stripped of their powers. Every monitoring evil spirit there is in the spirit world coming up against me right now, I rebuke you, I renounce you, I cancel you, I reject you, I forbid you and disable you by the authority and the power and the forces of the Lord Jesus Christ. Be gone. And it's over. It's over. They can't fight against it, I promise you. They can't fight against it because whatever weapon that was being formed in the spirit world, whatever that was being used to gain power from that has been disabled. And when God disables something, they cannot go back and try to enable it. They cannot activate it. That's what I mean. They cannot activate it again. It's permanently disabled. You have spiritual authority over that. You have spiritual authority over that. Any evil spirit that's trying to haunt, follow you, that will be a monitoring spirit. Trying to sit there, use other vessels, you making it possible for that evil spirit to find you. Making it possible because you put the Lord Jesus Christ on that evil spirit to destroy him to where there's nothing left. You put the Lord Jesus Christ upon that evil spirit. You put St. Michael the Archangel upon that evil spirit. Let's see how bad they really are then. Let's see how much other vessels they clearly can't use because the Lord is in control. St. Michael the Archangel has been directed. He has been put on the job to destroy that evil spirit for you. All you have to do is call upon and say this: St. Michael the Archangel, protect me. St. Michael the Archangel, how can I say this? St. Michael the Archangel, protect me, guard me. Protect my energy, protect my spirit, protect my kingdom right. Protect my kingdom in the spirit world. Protect my home in the spirit world. I don't want no evil spirits trespassing in my home. I ban them and bar them and forbid them and disable them from my property in the spirit world. And whatever demonic portal that has been opened up in the spirit world, I close it and seal it completely. By my promise, my solid promise to the Lord that I will forever serve my purpose and obey him and do the right thing. Forgive me of my sins, Father God. Forgive me of my sins. Forgive me for my mistakes. I'm not perfect. And guess what he's going to do? He's going to make sure whatever has been opened is going to be sealed shut. And everything that was sent is going to be reversed right back through that portal, and it's going to come to whoever has opened it up on you. Whoever has been doing that to you, using these objects to attack you energetically and spiritually, it's going to go right back to them. Bro, you think that karma, every time you reverse something, you shouldn't have to reverse it every day. I'm going to tell you how you permanently rid the problem. You get in a long conversation with the Lord, and you let him know everything of what these individuals have been doing to you on a spiritual level. He's going to make sure he permanently stops it. That way you ain't got to keep on reversing and sending it back. It shouldn't be like that. You tell the Lord one time, you tell him everything, and it's only going to take that one time for him to stop it. Now, you may have to fight on and off here and there, but it's not going to be as bad. That's how you stand up for yourself spiritually. Because the Lord's the boss, bro. The Lord the one that's going to say what goes. He put you down here to serve a purpose and to be a leader for some of you out there. I don't care what they got to say. I'm going to always follow the Lord's footsteps. I'm going to always follow his commands. Anything the Lord tells me, I will obey that man. There ain't no spirit of fear, no intimidation. That's of the devil. That does not belong anywhere near my destiny. That is the most fakest, weakest, lowest vibration there is out there. When you flowing in the spirit and you obeying the higher calling of the higher power of the Lord, that's not going to be anywhere in your life or anywhere. You're not going to have any fear whatsoever. You're not. And that energy will leave your life for good. That energy will leave your life for good. Ain't nobody can project none of that on you. Nobody can project none of that on you because you're living at that high vibrational energy. You set spiritual boundaries. You kick people out your kingdom that don't deserve to be there. And they're not going to unlawfully, on a spiritual level, violate your right to your own free will in the spirit world in order to try to assign themselves in a contract with you. No, that's not going to happen. Father God, reject that. I reject that. I forbid that. I cancel that. And I command every bit of it to be uprooted by the forces of the Lord Jesus Christ. Every bit of that false contract be uprooted now in Jesus' name. You show authority over it. You show authority over it. I take authority over that false contract. I disable, disown, don't agree to it, don't consent to it, don't come into agreement for it to manifest upon my reality. And I cancel it, every bit of it, uproot every bit of what was done in the spirit world against me. And may everything be dug up. If it was buried, may it be dug up from the spirit world. May it be dug up from the spirit world. And everything to just go back to ashes and dust to where it belongs when it comes to that situation. I vanish it by the power of the Lord Jesus Christ. I command it to disappear and vanish and to go back to nothingness. That's the power. That's the authority that the Lord has given you over what has been unlawfully done against you on a spiritual level. But anyways, y'all, this is the message for today. This is the message for today. Y'all take it easy out there. Much love to y'all. Thank y'all very much for love, support once again. I greatly appreciate that. If y'all want to leave any donations, I will have a Cash App link in the description box below. Okay? But this message will not resonate with everybody. And to the one that it does resonate with, I'm glad that I can help y'all out with this message. And y'all take it easy. Much love, and I will see y'all some other time. Peace.